My name's Abbey Phillipps and welcome to JMM Insights. Today I'm speaking with Asian Battery Metals, ASX code AZ9, an exploration company focused on discovering and developing critical minerals to support the energy transition, with a growing portfolio of copper, nickel, and battery metal projects in Mongolia. Joining me today is Mr. Gan-Ochir Zunduisuren, Managing Director of Asian Battery Metals. Gan-Ochir, thanks for joining me.
Thank you, Abby, for having us.
So, for those who might be new to the Australian battery metals story, could you start by telling us about the company, what you do, and the opportunity you're pursuing?
Well, we are copper and critical mineral explorer focused in Mongolia, where we have made exciting new discoveries of copper-related projects in southwest part of the country. In essence, it's right at the doorstep of the China. So we have oval copper nickel discovery that we made in 2024, and then we have exciting portfolio of copper, gold, and other critical minerals projects in our portfolio.
And again, Mongolia isn't always front of mind for Australian investors. What attracted the company to the region, and how do you view its potential for large-scale mineral discoveries?
Well, first of all, it's a strategic location, right? So we've been very close to China, being one of the neighbors in China of China, which is one of the most mature markets for energy transition and dominant producer and market leader of the mid and downstream user of the commodities in energy transition, including copper, nickel, and of course lithium and others. Second, Mongolia as a country offers very rich geology for copper and other minerals, and has a more untapped resources to be unlocked in the future. The country hasn't seen big exploration over the 10 years using up-to-date modern technologies. So that's where we come in as a company. So we have, lastly, we have very good experienced team on the operation, also in board, who all knows Mongolia very well and how safe it is to operate and how to develop projects successfully in the country. Our technical team were part of the discoveries made in the country in copper, gold, uranium, and also coal. Yeah, so we are quite a confident team that we can make Mongolia one of the new areas to important for energy transition.
And as we've mentioned, your portfolio spans over copper, nickel, and other battery metals. How do these commodities fit into the broader energy transition theme?
Well, as I mentioned, the key commodity for electric transition and overall global economy is really a copper, which currently has excellent mid-long-term outlook at this stage. But it's also very hard to find make a discovery of a large copper projects globally, if you look at the old historical data. But also, it's very hard to make it into production efficiently. So if you look at last 10 years or so in globally, in giant deposit category, probably Oyu Tolgoi, which is the largest copper mine in Mongolia, is if it's not the only one, then probably one of very few projects that got into production successfully, truly from the greenfield discovery that's made in 2000. So from that perspective, Mongolia has really great opportunity for not only copper but also other commodities.
Again, Asian Battery Metals has delivered a steady flow of exploration results over the past year. How would you describe the company's momentum at this point in time?
Since our listing on ASX in 2024, and fresh discovery of the new copper nickel mineralization at Oval, we have been progressing our strategy to discover economically important project in energy transition space, specifically in Asia. The goal is really to build a company, and from my perspective, we are very well positioned technically and financially to execute and achieve a goal that we set and really achieve that growth aggressively in 2026. Very important exploration works are planned early in the year this year, and very exciting news flow will be coming from all of those projects. So we think it's a very momentum-wise, we are right at the achieving our aggressive growth in 2026.
And moving just more into the projects now. So the Oval project has emerged as a major flagship asset for the company. What makes this project particularly compelling in your view?
Well, Oval Copper Nickel project is a very exciting new discovery that we made in 2024. It is located in the Central Asian orogenic belt, which hosts a number of very rich metal deposits and mines currently being mined. It is in the project itself is in early stage, early parts of the systematic exploration, and truly has potential for cluster of deposits that will open up district scale opportunity for investors in my perspective. We have high grade copper and nickel intercepts, including massive sulfides up to from 3 to 6% copper and up to 3.5% nickel, enveloped by well-developed disseminated mineralization. The mineralization continues over a strike length of 850 meters, starting from the surface, easy to do a open pit operation. And our quest to define the end of that mineralization is still going on. So we are very excited about this project, and we are looking forward to establish overall the resource potential in 2026.
And alongside Oval, you've been expanding the broader project portfolio. How important is diversification and scale as you build out the business?
Well, it's absolutely critical to build a scale on any deposit to figure it out overall regional potential and including clusters and diversification projects to evaluate overall economic concept and economic concept, how you're going to develop these projects down the road, right? So based on my experience when I was working in organizations under Ivanhoe Mines, which is one of the probably successful dis discovery makers of our generation, and also past developments in the country. It is always good to bring in multiple projects and uses actually common infrastructure and logistical route to the market because commodity market itself is same, we supplying same product and that goes to the same logistical routes and accessing same market. So it's important to take that picture and develop in cluster picture, I think.
Recent drilling and technical work have helped refine your geological model. How does that work guide your next phase of exploration?
Well, based on our work in 2025, we had very aggressive geophysical program and drilling. Now we have very clear pathway for continuation of the mineralization for future exploration in 2026 for our Oval Copper Nickel project. And also we have very promising assets of copper and gold with close to surface mineralization. So our copper focus will shape up in full this year with our exploration and already announced acquisition of the Mackinac copper gold project, where we intersected close to 17 meters of 2% copper and separate shell gold mineralization. So we are quite excited, and our work is really progressing from where we left off in 2025 and achieving our strategic goal.
And again, funding and shareholder support are critical for exploration companies. How well positioned is Asian Battery Metals to execute its near-term plans?
Well, after our completion of the capital raise at the end of 2025, we have $6 million of fund available for our exploration for 2026, and we will be commencing our exploration program within the next few weeks. We have very supporting shareholders. Most of our large shareholders has been with us since our seed and RTO rounds on ASX. And we have some institutional investors, including Lowell Resources Fund, who has been very supportive to us. So we are well positioned to deliver our work and value to shareholders and investors.
And looking ahead to the next 6 to 12 months, what key milestones should investors be watching for?
Well, commencement of the exploration is planned in first quarter in 2026, and drilling at multiple projects and delineation of the main resources and exploration target, and progression of the metallurgical test program, and initiation of the market studies are planned in 2026. And we are building a base for our future commercial studies of our projects. So we have very busy year, a lot of news flow to come.
And finally, drawing on your experience, what does success look like for Asian Battery Metals as it continues to grow and mature as a company?
And we believe, well, our goal is to become a copper company in the region where there is a huge geological potential right at the doorstep of the largest market for copper concentrate in the world. And we believe we have every tool and factors and people that can deliver on this potential. So we will work towards successfully delivering our strategy of becoming a copper company in Asia Pacific region and providing value to our shareholders.
Gan-Ochir, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today and for sharing your insights into Asian Battery Metals. We look forward to following your progress as exploration continues and the story develops further.
Thank you, Abby.